All right, wind turbines. Now, what have I been talking about a lot in a lot of my accounts when it comes to tactics? Right? Now, I want to talk about something. I want to talk about country tactics. Now, all around the world, countries owe countries money. I've talked about if a country calls another country's debt, what would happen? We have so many loopholes, so many lawyers, so many delays that apparently nothing would happen. Because if that did happen, that means it would be taken over. They would own a lot. But nothing happens because technically, in the end, no one can sell certain land that's everybody's. You know what I mean? And so in the end, debts sit there, countries get upset, and they go, shit, how they done me over, how can I do them over? They're also talking about they want to be the dominant country. They want to have their turn. They want to have their lands back. They want to do a little bit like the Western has done. Countries, right? And so what would you see happen? How would a country able to retaliate that technically you owe them a lot and you won't? How do they get that back? Well, they can give you products, like they say tariffs. It's like a tariff, right? And the products won't be as good as they can make them. Right? The products will only be as good as what they pay for. They won't technically get a deal. In fact, as I've talked about cheap stuff before, they'll end up getting a worse deal. So China can pump them out and get its monies back, can't it? Definitely if it sells it to a country that it deserves, it should have its money back. Because countries are doing all these tactics and getting these massive debts and stuff like that, as you've heard about recently, that they want to change the world law, and to fix these debts, they war. It's like a bad guy hating you, right? Like a bad next door neighbour, right? And what they do is they do tactics and tricks on each other. That's what we do. That's what bad guys do, definitely for sure. A bad guy, he'll come back. That's what they do. They love to do that kind of thing and go, what are you going to do about it? You know what I mean? And we've got a whole bunch of stuff out there called, what are you going to do about it? Huh? And so you're meant to do things yourself. See, China are thriving. Yes, they got harsh rules and all that, but they're doing it. They're collectively letting it go. They collectively whinge, but what country doesn't? You know what I mean? And so with all the same collectively whinging in the end, it's all about what are you succeeding in collectively. And China is doing quite well in that area as they use bullying tactics to succeed. Do unto others that do unto you. Yeah, we do the same thing. You snooze, you lose. And so what you'll see is all these things happening. And what would happen to a country that likes to take a lot but not really give back? People will start going, well, let's give them the shit. They won't make it themselves. And hey, it'll run for a little while. Here's a loophole. It'll run for a little while, and if it plays up, we can use this, this, and this. It was your environment. We didn't do enough tests. It's your fault that you didn't study enough. You know that one that they all business people get us on, people? You're dumb enough to fall for it. So if you want to sell such products, why did you all buy it off us? You wanted it. You're dumb enough to fall for it. You hear stories all the time, you cover up. So wind turbines falling apart, that doesn't surprise me. Because things aren't tested properly. You get what you paid for. Right? They might have got a special deal. So as soon as you get that, that's a loophole for them to go, well, you get what you pay for. You see, humans have got plenty of words to say to delay and keep on trucking. Right? And so the best way to get somewhere is to do exactly what China did. Just start building shit. That's what they did. They ignored all the rules, and now look where they are. As the world can't stand up to certain areas. The world is a whole bunch of talk. You know when people go, oh, it's all talk. There's not much you can do. We've got lawyers. The lawyers own the world. It's always been like that in history. That's why you see in history when shit goes down, lawyers go down with it, don't they? Because that's the system. They defend the system. They are the system. So it's up to them collectively, if things go wrong, like they attack Caesar, to fix things or to make it for themselves. So when things go wrong, they will get killed because they got the power. That's what happened with Caesar. As Caesar was a wise man and had followers, and they wanted power back, so they had to get rid of him. So we are what we put out, people. We brought all this cheap shit, and now it's going to break down because we can't fix it, so we're going to keep buying it, don't we? Well, it's cheap enough, you might as well buy it again. So whatever cheap price you're looking at, yeah, it could be 5 times like they said, because it doesn't last what it says. And if it doesn't last, well, there's plenty of loopholes to go, well, it was maintenance fault. It was this, it was that. It was your climate. Should have thought about. You did a test for a while. What did you learn then? Well, did you learn on the good products? Here's another business tactic. We'll send them these products, and then we'll make these products over time. Because they won't ask questions. We'll just put down the price. And then when they do, we'll go, well, that's why they're cheaper. Anyway, have a good one. I thought I'd have a little chat about that. Doesn't surprise me at all when it comes to buying things from China, right, and buying things cheap. When it comes to certain areas, you don't cheap it out at all. You make it right. That's what makes you a good country, is to make things that are reliable and that we need all the time. Good shit. Good products. Made by us. Every country should make their top priority things. Otherwise, you become reliable on people. You become like a kid that needs a parent to come and help them out every time they're in trouble. You don't need that. Countries should be for extra things and bonus things and for new things to study and get along with. But what do we see? Money, money, greed, greed. Anyway, have a good one, everybody, and see you later. Good luck with what's happening in the world, eh?